Oh, yeah. So this is my trade idea for October 2022. Um, so Dakpo Willis is one of the traders that I respect in the game, and I've seen like a couple of his videos, and it has really influenced me in how I want to trade the market going forward. Okay, so I've noticed his accuracy. Dr. Willis' analysis is very, very accurate, and one of the reasons why that is so is because he doesn't spend time trying to trade intraday setups. Okay, so he just does his top-down analysis, wait for the setup to form, the setup forms, and then gives a signal, provides a signal, and then just jump in. And if you understand one thing about the market, you would know that price moves in two directions. There is an impulsive move and there is a corrective move. So we want to wait for the market to correct, that is range against the trend, the overall trend, right? Range against the overall trend and then drop again to continue the trend. So that is what EU has been doing for a while, and I have this setup. As you guys can see, this is the 4-hour chart. We've been on a downtrend. We've had impulsive moves to the downside and then further consolidations. So this is the trade idea I have. I've noticed a pattern in EU. After the impulsive move to the downside, the corrective move tends to correct towards the 61.8. That is the yellow band. That is this range now. So when you use your Fibonacci retracement to trace out the range from the swing high to the swing low, because we're in a downtrend, so you trace your so that's my younger sister. Not like you guys can see her, but she's looking at me, and I just had to give a shout out to her. So because we are in a downtrend, you trace it from your swing high to swing low, right? Get the exact measurements, and then so this is the drop, and so the idea is to see us come back to the yellow band, which is where the 61.8 of that particular impulsive move. So as you guys can see, I've predicted by tracing out this current trend. So if you so there is a way to use trend line, right? Trend lines, and I learned this going over some materials on the Elliott wave theory. Trend lines are used, there are multiple ways you could use them, but one of the very efficient ways to use trend lines are you use them to mark out the consolidation period of price. Okay, so you just use it to, because when the market consolidates, the noise tends to be much, right? So you don't know, are we in, are we out? So one of the things, when I apply trend line on my chart analysis, I use it to mark out, like to just guard that, okay, this is where prices range in between this support and this resistance, and I can be very flexible with it, because remember, trend lines are very, very subjective. Okay, it's highly based, it's mostly based on I can't remember the word at this point. Like it's based on personal perception. So the way I drew this range now, someone else might draw it differently. However, one thing I try to make sure I do is to make sure that the distance between the support and resistance trend line are equal, right? That they are parallel. Okay, so if price tends to break out from either side and the breakout isn't a clear breakout, I am flexible enough to adjust it. So this is the trade idea. It's a 13-hour trade thereabout. So the idea is we get to 0.99449, and then the market starts to sell from there. What are the confluences? So first of all, we are in a downtrend, right? This is the downtrend. This is the larger downtrend, and although the dollar looks as though it is what's it called, it wants to retrace, but then the dollar is still very much strong fundamentally. So if the dollar actually now gets weaker, then our trade is going to hit a stop loss, and I think the stop loss on this trade is about 30 pips thereabout. So if you do the maths, and if a 30 pips trade that's giving us about 400 pips move, you would understand that it's a good high risk to reward trade. So if you have zoomed in, if you can see this black range with a middle dotted line, so I used it to trace the liquidity void on this particular candlestick here, this one here, this one. There is an imbalance there, which also aligns with the 618 region. So there are chances that price will go to fill that liquidity and then continue to drop. So although one of the long-term targets I have is this gray line here, that is 9331. However, we are going to be opening like multiple positions, so we would split our positions. Maybe we'll have like 5 positions opened, or no, we may not have up to, just depending on, okay, we can actually afford five positions on this trade. Maybe use like maybe $50, split the $50 into 5, split the $50 into 5 positions, so $10 per position, and then use a micro lot that is 0.01, right? So that we'll be risking 1% of the equity, which is around 5k, right? So the $50, then we'll just, after those positions are opened, we'll just keep targeting the sell side liquidities. So maybe we can take some profits here, take some profits here, take some profits here, and then maybe leave the remaining two to ride to this point, because you agree with me that price may not just drop directly. Price may want to, retrace and before it keeps dropping. So that is it, guys. That is it. So let us see how it goes. I should upload this video later, right? So this particular range I drew here, it's nothing important though, this area. I just want to see, I just use it to mark out that secondary range in the market, right? Because the truth is, while we wait for these larger trades, there are actually counter trend trades we can take within the range. However, today is Monday and the market has not necessarily provided any setups yet. So from tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll keep doing our thing. So that's on EU. Then the next, the other pair that I look at is USD CAD, because they are very negatively correlated. Although I'm bullish on this guy. Why? Because the oil has been tanking, and it's also this pair is also negatively correlated with the oil. So when oil price drops, this pair tends to go up, and this pair too is also positively correlated with the USD index. So when the USD index goes up, this one goes up too. So you agree with me that the USD index, although it's not the correlation is not high, but it's positive, right? The level of the correlation is not as positive, but it's positive. So on the 4H here, there was a particular trade that I missed here on the 15 minutes today. And I missed that trade because I really didn't want to take the trade as this range here break to the downside, because from here I already understood that okay, the market is currently ranging, so at least there should be sell opportunities. There were some liquidity zones here that price already hit, and it was a good trade, but I wasn't chanced to take it, right? So guys, apart from that, it's important to note the news information we have coming out this week. I believe USD CAD, I believe they are okay, it's not USD CAD, that is Australia's bank. Their interest rates will be out, I think, this week. So guys, fundamentals is also good, because fundamentals, especially the red ones, those high impact ones, they have a way of of moving the markets very volatile and stuff. So you want to know the fundamentals out there. You correlate it with what you're seeing on the chart, and also the macro fundamentals too. So for instance, the dollar is very strong, so any USD quoted pairs, right? That is any pairs that has USD as its surname, you want to be selling them. Then anyone that have any USD based pairs, so that's for instance USD card that has USD as the first name, it's the base, right? You want to be buying them until the dollar maybe breaks structure on a daily time frame. If we break structure on a daily time frame and go on to break structure on a weekly time frame, and then we would now reverse the whole thing. So that is all. Let me just quickly look at Bitcoin, although I don't really look at Bitcoin now because I'm very focused on. So Bitcoin is still moving mad. Also, I've not no, the chart is very messy. Like, this chart is very, very messy. So on Bitcoin, I usually look at it with the daily, because the price action has been very, very choppy. Like, day traders who don't know how to wait for the market to set this past few days must have taken them out a lot of times. So for Bitcoin, there is this imbalance here too. You can see this trade idea that I have here, a 7-hour trade, right? So looking to see if price is going to come up and then drop. Who knows, right? So Bitcoin's price action has been just very boring recently. And then okay, I have to take out this blue stuff now. So guys, that is all. I'm recording this video from Lagos, Nigeria. I came in yesterday. Yeah, I've been in southeastern Nigeria for a while, and I'm going to be staying here for a while to handle my business. So guys, that is all for now. Catch you in the next video.